Bubba Wallace just said out loud what a lot of NASCAR fans have been thinking all week. The All-Star Race doesn't feel special anymore. And he's not afraid to say it. This weekend, NASCAR's All-Star Race is being held at Dover Motor Speedway. It's a special exhibition race with a $1 million prize for the winner. It's supposed to be one of the biggest, most exciting weekends of the whole season. But for 2026, NASCAR moved the race away from North Wilkesboro Speedway and brought it to Dover. And before the cars even hit the track, drivers started speaking up. Bubba Wallace is now one of the loudest voices in that group. Wallace didn't hold anything back when reporters asked him how the weekend felt. He said it plainly. It just doesn't feel like All-Star Weekend. It just feels like another race weekend. That's a tough thing to hear about a race that's supposed to stand out from the rest of the schedule. Wallace then talked about how the All-Star Race used to feel back in the day. He remembered when there was a whole week of fan events built around it. He said, "The All-Star Race hasn't been what it used to be back in the heyday. I was indirectly part of it when All-Star Week had Speed Street and all that stuff." That was super cool. For Wallace, the magic wasn't just the race itself. It was everything around it that made fans excited. Now, NASCAR did try something new this year. The 2026 All-Star Race has a fresh format. It starts with 2 short stages of 75 laps each. Then there's a final 200-lap segment, with 26 drivers fighting for the win. NASCAR even added a twist where the running order gets flipped after the first stage, plus some elimination rounds before the final part. So the racing setup is different, but Wallace says the energy around the weekend still feels missing. Here's the interesting part, though. Wallace isn't mad at Dover itself. He actually loves the place. He said, "Dover is one of my favorite racetracks to drive. It's one of the best racetracks out there. I've got nothing bad to say about Dover besides the racing itself." NASCAR is also bringing a new competition package this weekend and using a special resin on the track surface to try to improve the racing. Wallace isn't sure how that's going to work out. He admitted, "I'm kind of on the fence about how Sunday is going to go, but we'll see." And Wallace doesn't have to worry about making the race. He's already locked in because he won a Cup Series race back in 2025. That gave him a guaranteed spot in the main event. But the All-Star Race isn't the only thing Wallace has been talking about this week. He also cleared up a story that blew up online after last weekend's race at Watkins Glen. If you saw the highlights, you know Wallace and his fellow Toyota driver Christopher Bell had a heated talk on pit road after the race. Fans everywhere tried to guess what it was about. And Wallace says everyone got it wrong. With a laugh, he told reporters at Dover, "You all had it figured out, but every single one of y'all motherfuckers were wrong." Then he explained what really happened. Wallace was having a great day at Watkins Glen, which is a road course. Now, road courses are tracks with left and right turns, and Wallace has always joked that he's bad at them. But this time, he was running well and chasing a top 10 finish. Then, late in the race, another driver, John Hunter Nemechek, spun him out. Wallace dropped all the way back and finished 29th. He explained, "I got wiped out by the 42. We were in potential for a top 10, top 12 day." What stung the most was the effort Wallace had put in. He's worked hard to get better at road courses, even though he jokes about hating them. He said, "I joke with you guys that I suck, and I don't give a damn about road courses, I really do. It's a competitive nature and I push hard every time we get into the car, and at that point in the race, everything was clicking." So, when his good day got ruined, Wallace got angry, really angry, and he started racing everyone around him as hard as he possibly could. He didn't care who it was. He put it this way, "When that happens, you see freaking red and you don't care who is out there. You don't care if your wife and kids are out on the racetrack. You are going to race the dog's ass out of them because you had everything ripped away from you." That's where Christopher Bell came in. Bell just happened to be near Wallace on the track during this angry stretch, so Wallace raced him super hard. Bell had no idea Wallace had been spun out. He just thought Wallace was being difficult to pass on old tires. Normally, Wallace says he would have let Bell go by easy, but not that day. He explained, "In that one, when I just went from everything is clicking, everything is still clicking, but I'm pissed off doing it now, so you were just caught in the crosshairs." Wallace told Bell and his crew chief that Bell was just caught in the crossfire of a bad day. He even called Bell during the week once he had cooled down, and the two worked it out. Bell shared his side too. He said he simply wanted answers in the moment. I got messed up and was floundering in the back with him, and I just wanted to ask him why he chose to make it difficult on me in that moment. Bell also said something important. If I wouldn't have confronted him, I don't think he would have known that I was upset. We're all great. So even though it looked like a big fight, the two Toyota drivers are totally fine now. They settled it before getting to Dover. There's one more topic Wallace got asked about this week, and his answer was just as direct. Reporters wanted to know if he'd ever try the double. That's when a driver runs the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 on the same day. It's about 1,100 miles of racing in one afternoon. This came up because driver Catherine Legge is set to attempt it on May 24th, becoming the first woman ever to try it. Wallace was happy for Legge. He said, "I think it's badass. To see her announce the double is freaking cool, so definitely cheering for her. But would he ever do it himself?" Wallace's answer was simple. No, nope. He explained that the double takes a huge amount of preparation. The Indy 500 uses open-wheel Indy cars, which are very different from stock cars. Wallace said, "There's so much time and effort that goes into that. And right now, I don't have enough time." He even said it would take years of prep just to be ready. Wallace also pointed out that he never came up through open-wheel racing. He said, "I've never been an open-wheel guy. I started in motorcycles instead of go-karts." He gave huge respect to IndyCar drivers for how fast and close they race. But for him, it's a clear no. He even joked, "I thought about trying to take a ride in the two-seater around there just to see what it is, but I'm a really bad passenger. I think it's a hard no." And Wallace wasn't the only one saying no. Chris Buescher said he respects IndyCar but isn't interested. Tyler Reddick said time is his biggest problem, since he's got a young child at home and a busy racing schedule. So, putting it all together, Bubba Wallace has been one of the most honest drivers in NASCAR this week. He says the All-Star Race has lost the special feeling it once had. He cleared the air on his Watkins-Glen anger and made peace with Christopher Bell, and he firmly shut the door on ever trying the double. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and right now, a lot of fans are nodding along with him.